Outcome-based education means clearly focusing on organizing everything in an educational system around what is essential for all students to be able to do successfully at the end of their learning experiences. This means stating with a clear picture of what is important for students to be able to do, then organizing curriculum, instruction, and assessment to make sure that this learning ultimately happens. In OB curriculum, instruction and assessment should be viewed as flexible and alterable means for accomplishing clearly defined learning ends.
Outcome-based education, or OBE, is a theory that bases education around predefined goals outcomes. By the end of the educational experience, each student is expected to have achieved that goal. Goal of outcome-based education. Outcome-based education, as the name suggests, depends on outcomes and not inputs. The outcomes in OBE are expected to be measurable. In fact, each educational institute can state its own outcomes. The ultimate goal is to ensure that there is a correlation between education and employability.
Why outcome-based education? Outcome-based education has been widely accepted as a solution to ensuring that the students are more industry-ready. Following are the major benefits of outcome-based education. First, make the program student-centric. Second, reviewing the revising curriculum. Third, better tracking and learning in students. Fourth, assessment better. Fifth, engaging with students in better way. And lastly, meeting accreditation requirements. OBE rubrics. A rubric is a scoring skill used to assist student performance based on certain predefined OBE rubrics. A rubric is a scoring skill used to assist student performance based on certain predefined criteria designed to assist the attainment of outcomes.
Principles of outcome-based education. First, clarity of focus. It means that all activities of the teachers are focused on what knowledge they want their students to gain or what skills they want their students to develop. Second, principles of outcome-based education. High expectations. It means that faculties, teachers should set up high expectations and benchmarks to stimulate the minds of students. They should encourage students to implement their learning and skills to thought inducting situations and scenarios. The third principle of outcome-based education, the expanded opportunities. It means that all students have to be provided expanded opportunities. The rationale behind this is not that all students can learn the same things at the same time and in the same way. However, if students are given simple avenues and opportunities, then most can achieve high standards. Fourth principle of outcome-based education, the design done. Faculties, teachers take a design done approach. They work backwards with the outcome that the students need to demonstrate. They thus incorporate different teaching styles to ensure that students develop the requisite skills and knowledge.
Good day. Today I am to discuss about what is outcome-based teaching and learning. So outcome-based teaching and learning is a student-centered education approach where the program's intended learning outcomes are explicitly defined for students to achieve. Teaching and learning activities are then carefully designed to facilitate students to achieve these outcomes. The success of OBTL is based on evidence from the assessment result and student learning experience. Periodic reviews of this evidence will lead to continuous improvement of program quality. Quite simply, OBTL is a student-centered approach to learning and teaching, which has been widely adopted in universities across the world. Many teachers are initially confused about the differences between the concept of outcomes, aims, and objectives, and do not understand why OBTL, which uses outcome, is seen as more student-centered. So what is the differences between the three concepts in outcome-based teaching and learning?
The aims of a course or program should summarize broad purposes and goals. Aims can be aspirational and are not necessarily easily measurable. For example, we might have a set of aims or attributes for the university, but their nature be more difficult to measure than intended learning outcomes for a particular course.
Objectives. These are best seen as specific intentions that indicate the steps to be taken to achieve our aims or goals as teachers. These should be measurable and indicate the teaching intentions.
These describe what the learners will be able to do when they have completed their course or program. They are expressed from the student's perspective, so most outcome statements begin with the praise. By the end of this course program, you will be able to follow by a short list of outcomes, normally around 5. Outcomes must be measurable and accessible. Therefore, outcomes are more student-centered because whilst objectives indicates the intention of the teacher, outcomes are the specific measurable achievement of the student successful.